Doing? What you doing? Honey, I just realized last time I did all my little tricks of the trade and you guys couldn't hear me. So I wanted to come back to you one more again, and say hello and check on y'all and let me give you the rundown one more time. Okay, check this out. Check this out. Before I was going, right like the last time when I went live, I actually was listening to the news while I was writing my notes down, right? And I tell you, Georgia has some crazy, crazy laws, right? I'm so glad they're revisiting some of the laws that are old and outdated and on the books. But while I was preparing for my show today, I actually went live and I said, you know what? I got to talk about this because I did not really, well, I knew it, but I really didn't know it until I didn't think about it until I heard it today. If you have a house, if you are a landlord, right, and you have a house and your house is vacant, and someone sneaks into the house, goes through the garage or window or whatever they might do, and they occupy your house while you're out of town and you've been gone for a while, and you know nothing about it until a neighbor reaches out to you or something of that nature. Now, granted, you did not rent to these people, okay? You don't even know their names, but they have entered your house illegally, which should be a crime all in itself, right? Mm-mm. Should be a crime all in itself. But if they've been in your house and they've been there for some months or an extended period of time, in order for you to get rid of them, you have to evict them. You got to evict them. And you can't just go say, get out of my house. If you call the police to come out, they don't care. They're going to tell you you have to go through the eviction process. Now, mind you, you did not authorize these people to live in your house. They just found the entryway into your house. They noticed your house was vacant and they made it their home. Sometimes they falsify leases or whatever to get the utilities turned on. I mean, I understand the hustle. Don't get me wrong, right? But they're called squatters. And it's illegal, but it is it's crazy because you cannot just put these people out. So if you have a property that is vacant, you need to make sure that you have either a security system or you have someone looking in on that property while you are gone. I didn't think about that until I was listening to it on the news today. And this man, this soldier, he's out of the country, he's on deployment, and he's actually getting ready to end his tour. And he was planning to be coming home. And some of his neighbors contacted him and told him that there were people living in his home. He had no clue about it. He called the cops like anybody with some sense would do. The police went out there. When they went out there, they talked to the people or whatever, and then they told him that he had to go through the eviction program and process. I'm sorry, that he had to take these people to court in order to evict them out of his home. They don't even have a lease with this man. I'm like, you know what? The nerve of some people. Now, look, I understand the hustle game. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But if somebody catch you and tell you to get out their house and you know your behind should not be in these people's house, get out. Don't be acting like this home is yours. But people know the rules and they know the laws better than we do, honey. So if you have a home that is unoccupied, you need to have somebody listening in, looking in, a security system, honey, and make sure nobody has moved into your home. Because if they're there for an extended period of time, they start receiving mail or anything. They're just been in there, whether you know it or not. You cannot just put them out. You have to go through the eviction program process. And the thing about that is, because as a landlord, you would figure you would have to have it on paper, right? No, you have to wait for a court date and all that. Then you got to pay to get them out and pray that they don't damage your home. So, people, if you have a house, you got to be watching for squatters. You not to mention squatters, you got to be watching for people trying to get the address of your property and trying to occupy, say it's theirs, and trying to occupy or trying to sell it and put it on Craigslist and collect rent. Child, it'd be a whole bunch of stuff going on. So make sure if you have a property, you have somebody looking out for you in your best interest. Because if you catch them breaking into it or they go into it and it hasn't been an extended period of time, you should be able to make them leave. But if they get in there and they occupied and they get a lease and they get utilities on, even though utilities just been living there and made that their home, you got to evict them. The police will not get involved and they will not put these fools up out your house. So be careful, people. Be careful. Georgia got some crazy laws, and I'm sure other states have laws that need to be revisited as well. But if that's not their home, and this soldier's getting ready to come from deployment, and he thought he had a home that he can come to, he can't even come to his home. What kind of mess is that? Crazy, crazy. But like I said, make sure people are looking in and looking out for your best interests. Also, everybody who knows me knows that I am a reality show fanatic, right? I love reality TV. So I'm going to be following some of the shows that are going on this upcoming season. But my show, one of my favorite shows, Love and Marriage Huntsville, has gotten renewed for the new season. And they're going to have their first show on Saturday, March the 19th at 8 p.m. That is one of my favorite shows. I can't wait to hear what Martell and Melanie and my girl Kimmy, all of them got going on. But when I tell you, it is a good show. If you haven't seen it, you need to check it out. But it did get picked up for a new season. And the producer is Carlos King. He is a African-American man. He is taking it over. He is good. And it's on the OWN network. I'm so happy. I am so happy that it got renewed. It's real. It doesn't seem like it's scripted. It doesn't seem like they kind of planned it. A little bit of marshmallow, a little bit of fluff is in there, of course, in all reality TV. But the show is really good. It's a lot that goes on. And if you have not seen it, you need to check it out. Also, like I say, Carlos King is the man. Carlos, I'm going to be following you. You need to come find your girl, Carolyn. But they have another spinoff show that's coming out. It's going to be recorded and filmed in what they call the Chocolate City in DC. And I'm going to be checking that out. Monique Samuel, she used to be a housewife on the Real Housewives of Potomac. I love Monique. Monique and her husband, Chris. Chris used to be an NFL player. And he has his wife back 120%. He hold her down all the way down. And I will tell you, when that show was going on, you had some of the women on there. Now, I will tell you, Karen Hoover, the grand dame of the show, she's like one of the veterans on the show. She was trying to have Monique's back. Monique actually got into a fight with Candace, which is one of the girls on Potomac. And Candace is a little petite girl, and she has a good way of playing the victim. But when I tell you, my thing is that if you can't, don't write a check that your behind can't cash. And I'm just trying to keep it real nice and cute because I'm talking to y'all, but I would say it another way. But what I am saying, be quiet, Candace. If you can't back up none of the mess you're saying, then hush. But Candace and Monique got into it a couple seasons back. And long story short, Giselle, her homegirl, Robin, and Candace, they kind of got together and made it real messy, even though, she did, Monique just kind of handed it to her, Candace pretty good. But the thing is, Candace kept poking the bear. My thing is, if you can't back it up, then shut up. No, she wasn't doing that. She kept running her mouth. So this particular day, they were all at this ranch or something, and Monique handled her business. Now, I'm not justifying any violence, because my thing is, as adults, you should be able to talk about it without putting your hands on some people. But some people just need to hush, because you can't, throw a rock and hide your hand. And I felt like that's what Candace was doing, because she was petite and little. They were trying to make it seem like she was victimized, because Monique is petite too. She's just taller. But she was tired of her. She kept running her mouth, and she kept running her mouth, and just kept running her mouth. And then to that point, she just exploded. Well, she got the business handed to her. And what happened was, they ended up putting Monique off the show the next season. They did not renew her contract. Giselle, Robin was behind it. And Karen was trying to hold Monique down as much as she could. But then, Karen was like, I got to get these checks, honey, because Karen is about her checks. So I can't blame her. But what I am saying is, Candace, shut your little mouth up, your big mouth up, actually. And if you cannot back it up, then stop poking the bear, because everybody comes from different situations, and it's only so much you're going to be able to do before someone retaliates. So stop playing the victim, because you're not a victim, because ever since Monique left the show or got put out, whatever you want to say, your mouth has been getting bigger and bigger. Your chest has been out more and more, and you've been running your mouth because you don't feel like nobody was going to be handling it to you. And I think you should hush. And I think Bravo did Monique wrong. But I'm so happy that Carlos on the OWN network picked her up for a cast member on this new show in DC. Love and Marriage DC. I think it's going to be a great show. Monique was always good for TV. She was just trying to make her money like all the other ladies. And I just think they were hating. They was a little jelly because her husband had money and she was doing it all the way on the show. So wishing you a lot of success, Monique, and I'm looking forward to seeing the show. Okay, on to the next show. Another reality TV show. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Brat Loves Judy. I slept on that the first season. When I thought about Brat Loves Judy, I was saying to myself, now I know Brat. Who don't know the Brat Tat? Everybody knows Brat, right? We know her as being a rapper, hardcore, kind of butch, pretty girl, but it is what it is. And what was the show going to be about? And then you had Judy, pretty girl, owns Kaleidoscope hair products. And when I tell you they did it, I love the show. I watched a marathon of the show this past weekend, and I'm a fan. I will be watching that show. Brat Loves Judy is a good show, and it's filmed up in the Atlanta homegirl action. Even though I think she's from Chicago or whatnot, and Judy is from New Orleans. I mean, you can tell they love each other. I don't care what people do, how they do it, how they shake it and bake it. It don't matter. It don't matter to me. To each his own. Everybody do their own thing. As long as they're not hurting anyone, stay out their business. But what I will tell you, it is a really good show. It showed Brat in a different light. Like I said, she's always hardcore exterior, but when she's with Judy, she just melts. Now, when the show aired, you could see she, a little bit of the Brat still there. It kind of pierced through from time to time, but she was had a lot more compromising personality. And Judy, she was so tender, and I just love it. I loved it. It was a really great show. Brat Loves Judy. I'm going to be a fan. If y'all have not seen that show, you need to check it out. Brat, y'all need to come on my show. Come on my show, Brat and Judy. I'm a local girl, hometown. Please come on my show. Carlos, I am rooting for you. You are doing the darn thing. I'm loving all the shows you're putting out. So I would be a fan. Also, have y'all saw their wedding pictures? Let me tell you, they got married on 2/22/22. I'm gonna always remember that day. It's so cool. They got married and they had the pictures out on Instagram this weekend. Well, last weekend, just recently. And when I tell you, I saw Judy all up in that because the colors were so bright and vibrant. And if you know anything about Judy from the show, I don't know her personally, you would know she loves colors, and that's kind of like behind her hair product line. And those flowers, it was full of flowers. It was so pretty. It was almost like you were in a winter wonderland. And I know Judy put that together. And Brat had her little input, but I tell you, it was a beautiful, beautiful wedding. They came in on separate carriages. I saw Jermaine Dupri walk Brat down the aisle because she respects him and loves herself some Jermaine. And Judy, I'm sure that was her father or someone in her family. It had to be her father because she looks just like this man. But when I tell you, the gowns they wore had each of their personalities engulfed in it. They did an awesome job. Awesome job. Yeah, I know y'all saw the rocks already, right? So anyway, I don't have to pump them up very much longer, but Brat Loves Judy, that is a great reality TV show. Y'all got to check them out. If y'all slept on them last season, go back and check out the reviews and check them out the next season. It's good. It shows their real life relationship. Loved it. The wedding, beautiful. Y'all did not slip it off. Beautiful, beautiful wedding. Flowers, carriages, everybody was there. I'm not a fan chaser. I'm not a clout chaser. I love people who are celebrities. I love what they do. I'm proud of their accomplishment. But I look at them as like me. I'm a celebrity as far as I'm concerned. But I look at them as people who made it, and I might aspire certain things about it, but I don't be fanning out or nothing like that. But when I tell you that wedding was a really nice wedding, a pre-wedding, they did a good job on that. Proud of both of y'all. I wish y'all much success in your careers and your relationship, and check their upcoming season out, everybody. All right, all right. Also, I want to talk about something really brief. I was looking at the internet, and anybody who follows anything on the internet, especially on YouTube, they've been having a lot of information on Memphis, and it was a rapper there by the name of Young Dolph. He was murdered back in November, I believe is when it was, and I had did a little small show on him. And when I say it was a shame, that they shot and killed him, he seemed like he was a rapper that was really trying to help his community and bring people up, and kind of help people and give back. And that's what's important. When you make it, you need to reach back and bring somebody up. That's what we don't have enough people doing that. You know what I'm saying? He seemed like that. I don't know him, and we all know the rap game. We do what we do. And that is part of it. You're gonna talk a little noise, you're gonna have the guns, you have the, blah, 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 and you just make it do what it do. But when reality comes into it, you guys got to learn how to make it where you guys can get along. Too many of you are dying. Too many. There's a young man there. His name is, let me see, I think it's Smoothie. He went by something like that. But he is, well, he's 36, and they found him shot in the neck. He was another rapper in Memphis. They found him shot in the neck. They tried to resuscitate him and all of that. They could not. They could not. He was on life support. Long story short, he passed away. He passed away. His legal name is LaPreston Porter, and he passed. They found him on the 25th of February, and since that time, he has passed. And when I tell you, another Memphis guy, 36, what you doing dead? Now, there are some things that are out of our control. Some things are out of our control. There's some things we just cannot do anything about. But putting a gun in your hand and pulling the trigger, you can definitely do something about that. That's crazy. That's crazy. They really need to get it together. I don't know what's going on with the police down there, but they're going to have to step in and do something. They've had too many, people are dying all over. And in our community, I get it. We talk about the police, and I'm so glad if you're a dirty cop, you out of here. People are fighting now for equal justice for our people, and that should have been done long time ago. And I'm so glad now for the recordings, the cameras, the citizens stepping in and stepping up. Now we got to do the same thing for people who are killing each other on the street, civilians, because I'm telling you that all this shooting and killing these young men in today's society is crazy. I have a son. In the name of Jesus, I pray that God blesses him and my rest of my family, friends, children, and with long lives. But the way the world goes, people just do not care about each other. They don't care. They're going to pull out a gun to have conversation. It's like you can't even rationalize with them. You can't even talk to them. Man gets to give them a different way to think about things. No, they straight up gun first, no conversation, no talk. What about conversation? What about you can have a disagreement? I ain't gotta like you. You ain't gotta like me. But do we have to kill each other? That young man was somebody's son for sure. He was somebody's brother, more than likely. He was somebody's nephew, more than likely. Probably somebody's dad. Definitely someone's friend. And you know what? Now he's gone. This family has to live without him. We're going to have to get to a way that we're going to have to get these young people to get control of this. Back in the day, you heard about people fighting. They're going to throw them dukes up. They ain't finna be around here pulling guns like that, like they pulling up a fort to sit at the dinner table. You know what I'm saying? These days, they're going to pull out a gun. And you'd be looking at half of them. If you had to drop the guns and throw the dukes up, you probably couldn't even fight. I'm just saying. You probably can't even fight. So that's why you got to go. But if you got a heart, then put the guns down. Let's try to make your money. Let's make your money. Let's stop killing each other, man. Y'all are doing it too much. Save our young men. Save our black men. Save men altogether. I'm for black or white. But in our communities, I'm talking about our black men, our sons, our uncles, our fathers, and our women. Let's just stop the killing in our community against each other altogether. Let's try to grow. We're leaving so many, we're making it generational now because you have children, young boys and girls who are now raised with, you know, without a father. Senseless, just plain senseless. So look, y'all, let's try to find a way to talk about it. Let's stop the senseless killings. Memphis, get it together. Y'all, stop. Y'all done had so many people killed in Memphis lately. God, that's everywhere. That's everywhere. But I've been hearing a lot of it since jumped off in Memphis. And I know Memphis wasn't no joke before, but now, man, look at here. We're gonna have to get it together in Memphis. It's just getting bad. Also, real quick, Wendy Williams. What y'all think about Wendy Williams? Now, me personally, I like myself some Wendy. I like Wendy. But I feel like Wendy has too many crumb snatchers around her, and they're not her children. These are needy people that need her. Now, how a bank gonna stop somebody from getting their money? How? I never heard of that. A bank lock, and especially if I'm going to the bank. Now I can see them locking it down until I prove that, hey, I'm aware of what's going on. This is me. Thank you for protecting my money. But lose my money. Let my coins flow, please. No, you lock somebody money all the way down. I don't know the gist behind a lot of stuff or rumors, I'm sure, but just from what I'm hearing, how you gonna do that? And probably the person that's locking it down, probably the main people who trying to take the woman money. So I feel like the people that are in her corner, y'all need to support her and y'all need to stop keeping your hands in her pocket. It's rumored that she has a podcast show deal, multi-million-dollar podcast deal at that coming out. And when I tell you, hook a sister up. I can use some of that money. But what I'm saying, it ain't about the money. It's about her mental well-being. I feel like the people that are around her need to stop. That's the same thing that happened with Whitney and a lot of these other celebrities, Michael and all them, having people around that are just yes people. If you love somebody, you got to say the hard stuff. You got to say no when they need to hear no. You know what I'm saying? You got to have their best interest at heart. And that's really what Wendy needs. Wendy needs people around her that has her best interest at heart. And her son is young, but that husband, Kevin, and his little crumb snatcher, and that little husband stealing woman he around here hanging with, acting like she done did something, but she got somebody leftovers. He need to stay over there with her. Wendy, don't let him come back, girlfriend. Call me. I'll talk to you. Don't let him come back because I've been married almost 30 years. I will show you. Let him go, and there are definitely, don't look for a man. Don't look, do you become a better Wendy for Wendy so you can be a better Wendy mother for your son. Forget all those external people. You got people in your corner that are snakes. You better get rid of them. Stop looking for Wendy to do more for you. Let's look at her health mentally, her well-being. Now, I get it. When Wendy was out there doing what she was doing, she was shady. And some people say what goes around comes back around. It hurt when it comes around. I get it. But what I'm saying is that right now, she's a sister. I don't care who it was. If you down, you down. If I can help you, I like good people, whether you black, white, green, or purple. I don't care. Because I have some good Caucasian people that are very sweet, heart big as gold. And so I don't look at color. I look at the heart and what type of person you are to me. So I feel like in the case of Wendy, she had a lot of people around her that depend on her. They're just looking for what Wendy can do for them, the money. And what I'm telling you, Wendy, you need to think about Wendy, because before you step in front of a mic, a TV screen, or anything, honey, you better make sure the mental is all the way together, because anything that controls you mentally controls you emotionally and physically. Because if your head is not together, none of this down here is together. So you got to work on getting strong up here. Get all those vultures from around you and be about Wendy and your son. Girl, and I better not hear you letting Kevin come back, because if I hear Kevin coming back, I'm coming over there. I don't know where you at though, but I'm finding you. Kevin need to be gone. Love don't love nobody, baby. And if somebody can hurt you emotionally and leave you physically, he's no good for you. Let him go. Go ahead and hurt before you heal. But Wendy, before you step in front of a mic or anything, you need to make sure that you are good for Wendy mentally before you can do anything for anyone else. I love you. I am wishing you much success, and I'm praying for you and your family, Wendy. All right, all right, all right, all right. What else I'm gonna tell y'all? On KurveUncensored Recaps it. Oh yeah. Before I go, did y'all hear about Queen Elizabeth? You know, a few years back when Snoop Dogg was out here on these murder charges, trying to beat the rap when he was a young man, they didn't want him back in England or wherever. And Queen Elizabeth was like, enough is enough. That man has not done anything to our country himself. He has not done anything. Enough is enough now. Let him back in. So she stepped in to stop Snoop from being exiled from her country. Isn't that sweet? See, y'all thought she didn't like us, but she does. Snoop, you in, honey? So I am so thankful she stepped in because she's the woman in charge over there. And she said enough is enough. So happy. Thanks, Queen. Thanks, Queen. Finally, y'all, Atlanta, we're going to have some good weather for the week. We're going to have no rain, honey. A whole bunch of sun. Do y'all see the sun out there? Nice. So we're going to have a whole bunch of sun. I don't think rain is coming until towards the end of the week. So anyway, we have great weather. Get out, enjoy, do some things, spend some time with your family, enjoy the rest of your week at work, and have a great week. What you doing? 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 Anyway, all right, y'all. Until later, love you all, and I'll be back. Bye.